Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Ira Epstein of Lynn & Associates with your morning flash update for this Wednesday, the 26th of July, 2017, just after 9:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, we got the FOMC two-day meeting ending today at 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We're going to see the Fed make its announcement. The market is already tuned in to the Fed's going to say nothing about raising interest rates come September. The market is looking for the Fed to use the word soon and the balance sheet roll off, and that's about it. The economy, not great numbers. In fact, let's take a look because home sales, inventory, coming out up 0.8 at 610,000 units. They expected it up 1.5%. So the sales number, about half of what they were looking for. The inventory's 5.4 months. The median price down a bit from a year ago level at this time, 310,000, still a big number. As I said, the FOMC meeting ends. You know, in France, it's been a beautiful holiday for Mr. Macron. And what's basically happened now, reality setting in. So the consumer confidence slips to 104 from 108, but still pretty good. This is a big number for Australia because what it means is their central bank's going to go on to hold. They're not hitting their CPI target. Why should they be different than the rest of us? Nobody seems to be hitting it. My guess is when it finally kicks in, it'll kick in for everybody, but we're not at that point yet, and that's a problem. You will see, because of the rise in the energy prices, that different central banks look at energy different than our Fed does. And what will happen is you've gone now from 42 up to $47.5, $48 a barrel. That will kick in and increase the CPI depending on how you take it into account for the energy costs, the way that you look at everything. In the wheat console tour that's going on, numbers are coming in poor, 37.9 versus the 43.1 seen last year in those same fields against an average of 45.7. So what we've known and what had got priced into the Minneapolis wheat was very simple: loss of lots of acres, loss of the amount of grain coming in, and quality. So those are still going to be important factors, even though the market has seen a heck of a correction. As for the metal markets, a bit of a setback, which is normal. The market's had a heck of a rally up here, and now the market needs to consolidate that. The dollar going into the Fed meeting, you're seeing the short covering and people jockeying for position as they're taking positions off in the euro, which has been gaining big against the dollar. The yen, as I told you, you had two new members yesterday that said, hey guys, until we hit our inflation target, we are not going to roll back our QE. The pound, pretty stable, not doing an awful lot. And as you'd expect, the bonds and the notes, very quiet going into the FOMC meeting. And that's pretty much what you would expect. In the grains, you're reaching a point where you're going to get probably a small reaction to the upside, but I'd be very, very suspect of it. You're at that point now where the weather, unless it's terrible, will put pressure on the corn and the beans. So be a bit cautious there. Wheat's a whole different animal at this point in time. I'm watching sugar do a gradual rollover with the cotton today, so interesting there. API number yesterday was a blowout number. It showed a 10 million barrel decline. Now that we get the EIA number at 9:30, which is just minutes away right now, unless it comes in something bigger than the 2.5 that they're looking for, you might see a bit of pressure coming into that market like you're seeing right now in the gasoline. So I'm Ira Epstein. I want to remind you that we do make offerings to you. One of them is our futures trading kit. And if you're looking at chart patterns, and a lot of people do look at chart patterns, we've got all the major patterns defined, 12 major ones, showing you what they look like, brief explanations of how to work with them, so on and so forth. Of course, if you go in and you look at our technical trading books, and we have 2 of those in our kit for you. You put that together, you get a pretty interesting idea of things, and there's a whole lot of other information in here. All you need to do is give us a call, go to our website to sign up for this. You'll see it right on the front page. You can click up here at any time if you're watching me on YouTube. And underneath us on many websites, it says, click here for Ira's free offers. Just click it. You'll see all the offerings we have. I'm Ira. You have a good day. I'm buckling in for a lot of action late in the afternoon. You have a great trading day.